Hey everybody, Natalie Cutler-Welsh here from Go To Girl and If Only They'd Told Me. So today we're carrying on our theme of delving deep into the topic of how to be a happy and healthy mom. So this is something that is really close to my heart. In fact, it was one of our #1 downloaded podcasts. How to be a happy at-home mom was the topic of that one. But really I want to dive into what is it that helps make moms happy and healthy? Because if mom is happy and healthy, I really think that filters down to the rest of the family as well. So I have been talking to a few experts along the way. So if you guys haven't watched the other videos, make sure you watch them. So I talked to Amy and I talked to Natalie. And today I'm talking to Lauren Parsons, all the way from Canada.
Hi. Yeah, nice to see you. Thanks for having me, Nat.
So Lauren is a mom of 3. She's actually a Kiwi. She's living in Canada at the moment. I'll get her to tell her story. But she's also going to share with us her 5 top tips on how to be a happy, healthy mom. So take it away, Lauren.
Yeah, so just for those that don't know me, my name's Lauren and my husband's in the New Zealand military, so that's brought us over here to Canada. So we're here for 2 years and our children are 2 and 6 and 8. And I've always had my business throughout that time as well, just sort of part-time and balancing the mum time. So yeah, I'm incredibly passionate about equipping and inspiring people to truly boost their health and their happiness. And as a mum, obviously seeing mums being healthy and happy is dear to my heart. So yes, I was really thrilled. So thank you for inviting me, Natalie. Yeah.
No worries. Well, you actually are one of the people that comes to mind when I think of who's a mom that I know that's genuinely happy and healthy. I mean, you're pretty fit. So yeah, what are I know you've got 5 steps or 5 things that people can do.
Yeah, so it's so challenging always to chunk it down, but 5 things I've tried to make it concise for you. So the #1 thing is to know that you are so important and so worth taking time for. So my #1 tip is to carve out and prioritize and protect some you time every single day. So for all the busy mums out there, I know how busy it gets and how it can feel overwhelming at times and how often we feel like if we take time for us that it's just going to mean that we're even busier or, it just feels like one more thing to do. And also we often feel like it's selfish, right? We feel like everyone else has got to go before us and we've got to care for our children. So one of the key things to remember is to prioritize some you time and to fit it in, even if it's getting up 10 minutes earlier in the morning, having a bit of a stretch routine, whatever it is that's. Sorry, can I just push you? Can you hear a really loud background noise?
No, but I heard about the stretch routine.
Right. No,
that sounded good.
It's just bath time at the moment. I'm like, what is that noise? So, sorry. So it's distracting me and I don't want it to distract you. So some new time for you. So if it's 10 minutes in the morning to have a nice stretch, if it's in the afternoon when your kids get home from school, to just get them doing some quiet activity and have some quiet time for you, or when your partner gets home to have some time with them, or in the evening to take time out just totally on your own, because the greatest thing it will do is help to recenter you and help you to feel more happy and calm and in control. And that is going to mean that you're going to be able to give out more love and be more calm and patient with your gorgeous, wonderful children in those moments when they do push your buttons. You'll just be able to actually sail through that. So yeah, I think that's really essential, you time. Yeah.
I totally agree. It's something that I think, and you said don't feel guilty about it. And I think that's crucial because a lot of moms do the G word. They feel guilty. So it's you deserve it. You need it. Your family's better off. So prioritize it.
Yeah. So it's not actually selfish. It is essential. So just have that in the back of your mind. This is not selfish. This is essential. And this is actually me filling myself up with energy and positivity so that I can give that out to everyone around me. Because if you're running on empty, then everything is a struggle. And your family, they actually suffer for it. So you do need to prioritize you and remember that you are so precious and so worthy of doing that as well. So yeah, so that's #1. #2 is actually an interesting one. And what I recommend is that as mums and as parents, that we actually have an evening routine for ourselves. So if you think back to whenever it was that your children were babies, you most likely had an evening routine for them that involved calming them down, maybe having a bath, having cuddles and stories. And so what I recommend is that as adults that, whether it's that you set a reminder on your phone to actually go off at 9:30, 10 o'clock, reminding you to wind down, to turn the technology off and just to actually have a routine that helps you get a good night's sleep. Because when we are tired, everything is so much harder. And if we've had a good night's sleep, that's such a foundation to great health. It helps you with weight loss. It helps your skin look great, helps your mood, helps overcome depression and low mood. Just on every level, sleep is so essential for your well-being. So, and rather than just saying sleep's important, my practical tip for you is to think about winding down from a set time every evening, and to get to bed and be, just reading a book or something technology free until you go to sleep. And then also get up at the same time every day. That's really beneficial because hormonally your body will then know when to wake up and have you waking feeling alert and rested. Yeah.
Excellent.
So that's number 2 is evening routine and good sleep. Sleep is key. Number 3 is to ditch any diets. I know I have to put my hands up multiple times to say that I've done diets in my lifetime, but what I really love to do now is to liberate people from the dieting mentality.
I've never done a diet in my life. They don't sound like much fun.
Yeah, I know. High five. Good on you. Because the challenge is that, the more that we have that deprivation mentality, the more that we want it. So what I encourage my clients to do is to just focus on getting more good stuff in first. And again, a real practical tip for you around that is, again, to love yourself just as much as you love your children when you prepare their morning snack or when you prepare their lunch in advance. I always think it's ironic that when I became a mum, I went to so many coffee mornings where we would make these beautiful, healthy snacks for the kids, lots of vegetables and plain crackers and popcorn, and then we'd sit there and eat cake. And while it was all very delicious, and that's okay sometimes, that's important sometimes, it was a lot more than sometimes. So what I encourage you to do is, if you're making lunch for your kids or snacks for your kids, actually prepare your own lunch in advance. Even if you're working from home or you're at home with the kids, if it's made in advance and it's there ready for you, this glorious salad or some beautiful lunch there, leftovers, whatever it is, set it aside so it is just effortless and easy for you to have a nice nutritious lunch. Yeah, so that's a key thing. It's just, prepare, plan, prepare makes it easy for you. Yeah. So that's number 2, ditch the diets. And then number 4 around food as well is one thing I recommend, which again is a little unique, is to have a salad entree before you have your main. And I don't know if you've ever tried this, Nat. Have you tried that out?
Well, at restaurants you do, but not so much at home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it might sound like, oh my goodness, that's a whole 2-course meal. Like, that's really fancy or that's challenging, Lauren. But what I found is it makes it incredibly easy at dinner time. The other thing I do is I always cook in bulk. So I only cook twice a week and then defrost lots of meals most nights. But then what I do to add something fresh is throw together a quick salad and put that on the table first and have that first as your entree, as your first course, before you eat your main. Now, the great benefit for this is it's such a good example for your children, because they are going to be looking at and playing with and touching and hopefully tasting and eating those vegetables when they're most hungry, when they're most likely to eat them. So it's a great way to get your children into eating vegetables. And I've got some very strong world-resistant children who over time now love their veggies. So I do know what it's like. My first child was a dream, but my second and third are quite determined around vegetables, but we've got them there because we just keep presenting it and making it lighthearted, making it fun, but it's the only thing on the table until we finish our salad before we move on to our main.
And I guess we do that. We do it, but it's not like my kids don't like salad. I feel like kids, when they get older, they like salad, but when they're younger, not so much the salad, but it can even be carrot sticks and hummus, right? And I use those little egg cups. It's like a little pig that's like an egg cup, and we put the hummus in there, and it kind of makes it fun for them. So yeah, we always do, veggies first, broccoli, whatever. Even sometimes when they're like watching TV, if they're watching TV before dinner, I'll just go and plonk veggies in front of them, and they'll just sit there and just eat ridiculous amounts. Whereas you're right, if I did it with the meal on the plate, they wouldn't eat as much.
Left, right? Yeah. And it's the same like as adults. Often it's the same, like we just, studies would show that we would eat less if we ate it with our main than if we ate it first. So that's the whole idea, is especially for my ladies that are on my 12-week program, this is a key thing that so many of them have told me they now do. And just by having that salad first, the benefit is you fill up on fresh raw vegetables where you're getting lots of fiber, you're getting lots of jaw chewing action going, so you're increasing that satiety center in your brain to recognize, wow, I'm really full, I'm really satisfied. You're getting your most nutrient and vitamin and phytochemical rich food in first, and it's really effortless to control the portion size of your main. And you're also just lengthening your dinner time, so you're able to eat more mindfully and slowly, which is better for your digestion. And hopefully, if you're eating together with your loved ones, you're creating more connections and all of that good parenting stuff that's so key as well. So yeah, so I encourage you to try. I know it might be a bit radical. I did learn this living in France. It's very European to have a salad entree, but I really encourage you to do it in some shape or form. Just, carrot sticks, whatever it is. try it out and see how you go.
No, I love that because I've got your book, which I know is not totally a cookbook. It's like a lifestyle book to a certain extent. And you talk about how you lived in France, and they know some things about eating and not putting on weight and actually just being more fit and everything because of your relationship with food. So I think that's awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that was like coming back to point 3, like don't diet, just get more good stuff in. And what the French do is rather than diet, they just fais attention, which means pay attention. So just choose to pay attention to what it is that you're eating when you're eating it, which means eat mindfully essentially. And that's really the number one thing you can do around food. If you eat mindfully, you'll naturally want to eat more good food that nourishes you and makes you feel good. And you'll notice more easily when to stop when you're eating something that's, you know, just mindlessly and you don't actually really need it or enjoy it. So, yeah. So there's a bonus one.
Fais attention.
And then, fais attention. Yeah, French is, you got to say everything with an accent, yeah. And then number 5 is on the exercise front. Now, I feel that exercise is a bit of a bad rap and that we almost treat it like a dirty word. It's like something that's on our to-do list, but we begrudge it. So my mission is to shift people's paradigms around exercise and to simply snack on exercise in short, sharp bursts that are easy to fit into your day. So this is going to be my focus this year, really creating a movement where people learn how easy it is and how great it can be to snack on exercise. So, for example, while the kettle is boiling in the morning, you can just be doing some push-ups on the kitchen counter. If you've got a little one, you know, you can be doing squat lifts with them. You can be doing so much, you know, with your kids. If you're working, you might be lunge walking to the photocopier machine, or just when you're reading your emails, just get up and actually stretch or move or squat or lunge. There's so much you can do in just a minute at a time and just fit it into your day where it virtually takes no extra time. Because for so many people, it's like on your to-do list, you feel like you've got to go somewhere and get changed, and it takes like an hour and a half. So just literally shift your paradigm and picture, how can I snack on exercise? Like right now while you're watching this, just jump up with me, you know, just do some squat. Yeah, and you know, lifting your arms above your head is going to instantly boost your mood as well, especially if you lift your eyes and you smile at the same time. So, you know, snacking on exercise makes it really easy. Lots of research shows us that those short, sharp bursts are more effective to shift our health markers, to extend our lives, to help us retain and maintain a good, healthy body weight. It's just such a good thing, and it boosts our mood, which again for us mums is so important. So, yeah. So
I remember the first time I heard you, I mean, you and I have been friends for a couple of years now, but I remember the first time I heard you say that phrase, snack on exercise. And I'm like, that is awesome, because for me it is something I'm like, oh, I really should, you know, go to a yoga class. So yeah, just the fact that I can just do it. And I'm the type of person, I'm more than happy to do squats or whatever, like at the playground, do monkey barring with my kids. Like I don't get embarrassed about doing those types of things. So yeah, if I can just snack on exercise throughout the day, it actually does add up.
Yeah, absolutely. And we want to get more people doing that, so it's normal for us to actually be playing with our kids, because how much they love it when we do that, and it's so good. And like doing some chin-ups, and jump if you need to, do some chin-ups at the playground. I look at playgrounds and I think, wow, that's a great place to do a workout. It'd be fun, you know. Yeah. So yeah, so that's it. So number 1, find some new time every day. Number 2, have an evening routine. Get yourself to bed at a consistent time. It's going to be so worth it, the good sleep that you'll get. Don't diet, just focus on getting more good stuff in. Try out having a salad entree before you have your main, think French style, and snack on exercise every day. Just like you brush your teeth, you wouldn't go, you know, for days or weeks or months without brushing your teeth. And if that's 4 minutes a day, could you snack for just like 4 1-minute bursts throughout your day? I encourage you to try it. Yeah, so those are my 5 tips.
So good. And it's all related. It all comes back to that thing about like looking after number 1 and role modeling. I think, you know, you're role modeling to the kids. You're doing it for yourself, right? Like the salad and whatever, but you're actually also like role modeling to the kids, and also being fit and healthy, role modeling to the kids with it, which I think filters down to them. Hey, so for you moms and dads watching this and listening, comment below. We want to hear what you are doing, you know, to be a happy and healthy mom. Maybe some of the 5 tips, which one of these, if you want to make a commitment today while you're watching this, comment below. Let us know which of these 5 you're actually going to do, you know, in the next week, integrate them into your lifestyle. And I know that, Lauren, you also mentioned, so we kind of touched on your book, and you mentioned something about a 12-week program. In case some of the moms want to find out about that, what's that all about?
Okay, so my 12-week program is called Get Fit, Feel Fabulous, and I created it about 8 years ago, and I've just refined it over time. Really what it is, it's all of my knowledge from the last 17 years packed into a 12-week program where it's all broken down, and the key thing that I've aimed to do is help to save you time. So I know there's so many things out there. There's so much information. It's like an overload. What I've done is broken it down into 24 steps to success, which I take my clients through. And so we do that twice a week. There's a short chat video. There's one small thing to focus on each week. And the feedback that I get is that because it's so easy to do and to put in place, by the end of the 12 weeks, you've literally changed your habits, made some really amazing lifestyle changes. And, I love getting feedback from the clients that are doing it and they've taken part in the past. I had someone email me the other day saying, "Oh, it's amazing, Lauren. I'm 4 weeks in and I'm already fitting into these jeans I haven't worn for 5 years." I've had people that have said, I'm now under guidance from my doctor, reducing down my blood pressure pills. I've had people that have already actually been really fit competitive cyclists that have taken part, but they've just found that all of the meal planning side and the mindset side has really helped them to feel so much more positive and influence their whole family. So, yeah, I really love anyone that's interested. We've actually got our next one kicks off mid-June. So you need to register by the 15th of June, I think it is. And I'd love for some of your, if only they told me, mums and or dads, mostly for mums really, to come and join me. And it really is a really inspiring, uplifting way. And I put my heart and soul into it. We have a great time together. We've got a great Facebook group and lots of live workouts with me. And yeah, it's lots of fun. So I love doing that.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, I will put the link below so people can go through and find out about that and join if they want. So I love it because people from around the world can do it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I've got people all over the world that take part, and I actually post out your diary, your resistance band. So it's more than just an online course. Like you get the actual diary to write in because I think that's so important. Writing down your gratitude every day. And yeah, there's just so much in there. It's check out the website, because check the link that Nat's going to put below, because you'll see how it all works, and I've got a video explaining it all. And really it's just about helping you feel fabulous from the inside out and really shifting your health, shifting your mindset. And yeah, it'll transform your entire life really if you want it to.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing some of your tips with us today. I know there's tons more tips in your program, but and ladies, like we said, look after number one. And if you make yourself a priority, the rest will fall into place. Thanks so much, Lauren.
Yeah, thanks so much, Nat. Have a great day, everyone.